Moving on now, and the digital payments provider Ant International has announced a partnership with the Saudi Central Bank. Powered by Alipay, a new cross-border QR code payment scheme is set to launch in 2026, aiming to drive digitization and growth for local merchants. Well, I asked Ant International's president, Douglas Feagin, about his plans to expand into the kingdom.
Well, this is an exciting time for us. We're very pleased to be here at Money 2020 in Riyadh, and this is an important, very important market for us. Just first to set the context, Ant International is a company based in Singapore providing cross-border payment through four major business lines. Alipay Plus, which we'll talk about today, which is what we're bringing to Saudi Arabia. Antom, a merchant acquiring business. World First, which is a B2B payment business. And then Better, which is our embedded finance business. Today's focus is on Alipay Plus, where we're bringing the Alipay Plus merchants to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and enabling the 1.8 billion users of Alipay Plus to pay with their home e-wallet when they travel to Saudi Arabia. And this is done with the blessing of the Saudi Central Bank, SAMA, which we're so honored and pleased to have their blessing for this, to enable us to connect through the MADA network in Saudi with all of the merchants across the country there. So we're bringing all these tourists and through 40 wallets, and they can use their home e-wallet at the merchants across the region to pay with a simple QR code.
Of course, really important for both sides here. For Ant International, it's an opportunity to build and scale, but also for Saudi Arabia, this really ticks the Vision 2030 box as well when it comes to improving the depth of its own payment system and indeed bringing in tourists. So let's talk about the focus for Ant International in particular. How much of a volume and revenue driver is this going to be for the business?
We see this as having enormous potential. As you mentioned, it's perfectly aligned with Vision 2030, where Saudi is promoting global tourism. But one of the areas where they wanted to add more and more tourists is through Asia, where there are over 4 billion people who use kind of different payment methods from the ones used in many other countries. And so while MADA has really increased digital acceptance through a kind of card-based solution, QR code is really not accepted that much in Saudi to date. And what we're going to do is enable the 1.8 billion users of Alipay Plus to come and use their home e-wallet when they travel around Saudi Arabia. And these users, the 1.8 billion, are spread across Asia with a big base in China, but then from North Asia and Korea through Southeast Asia and then into South Asia. And many of them are very excited about traveling to Saudi Arabia with the huge focus on tourism there. And this enables them to pay with a wallet that they use every day at home. And that enables them to see much more content about merchants and to engage in many more activities that they find exciting in the region. So we see this as a big driver of more cross-border payment volume and transactions.
So walk me through the biggest barrier here, because as I see it and as I understand it, it's Visa and MasterCard that still dominate these payment rails. What are you going to do to grow adoption inside the kingdom and also encourage merchants to make the shift, which is ultimately the biggest issue here too?
Well, the situation in Saudi Arabia is interesting in that through MADA that's been rolled out across the country, merchants are now comfortable accepting the forms of digital payment. But to date, they really have not accepted the QR code. And this opens up a whole new opportunity for them to do that. And so we're very excited about bringing the wallet users who have their QR code and can scan there in the country and to take advantage of the opportunities. One of the major opportunities is really with the SMEs. And SMEs have been a big focus for the country, and they're also a big focus for us, because we think payment should be available to every merchant, not just the large merchants in the big cities, but to everyone across the countryside and across the country. And through our simple acceptance, you can just accept with a simple QR code on a piece of paper to embedding it in your POS terminal. So it really is much more a much broader base and enables much broader payment. So this is one of the major areas that we're overcoming and enabling tourists to do much more throughout the country. And the second thing is that by using their e-wallet, they have an opportunity to utilize all different marketing services. So merchants can now show the services and products that they offer, and they can embed indeed like coupons or other things that might be attractive to tourists to try something new, to venture somewhere where they haven't been before. And through their e-wallet, they can see these things immediately available when they search for a particular item or a certain type of tourist attraction or activity. And so we're really broadening the base in terms of the merchant base and broadening the base in terms of the engagement with the consumer to go beyond payment into digital marketing and engagement.
So Doug, you're bringing the product to Saudi Arabia, very important country in the region, most populous GCC country with, of course, the largest economy. What's your plan to expand beyond Saudi Arabia? I know you've just recently signed an MOU with the Abu Dhabi Investment Office here in the UAE. Do you have plans to expand beyond KSA?
We view the entire GCC region as rich in opportunity. And so we actually started some activities in the UAE going back 5 to 6 years ago with merchant acceptance for our wallets. At the time, they were not as broad-based as today, where we have 40 wallets that we can bring to all these countries. And we're doing that across multiple countries in the region. So we see a big opportunity first in just promoting the tourism from all of our wallet partners and users in the region, and we'll go to multiple countries, expand in the UAE, expand in Saudi in 2026 with this initiative through with MATA. But we could go to many other countries in the coming years, and I think see much greater opportunity. We also see opportunity, though, in other areas. So, for example, our merchant acquiring business, where we can serve the merchants in the region who are increasingly selling to the world. And then also through embedded finance, where we can offer lending and other financial services to these countries. And so as they all build their domestic economies and build the various components of that, from manufacturing to the service economy, we see a big opportunity for all of these digital financial services to supercharge that growth. And so this is a medium to long-term story for us. And this is really just the beginning by enabling the outbound wallets to come into the region.